because Mexicans do respect all people.
Wow, that looks amazing. Now, Mexico might be close, but many Americans are moving even further abroad. Here to talk about that is David Michonski. He's an expert in international property ownership and CEO of Coldwell Banker Hunt Kennedy. Welcome.
Thank you.
Great to see you. That looks so attractive, living overseas, enjoying it. But from what I've read, the rules can be completely different. Is that true?
They are, Jerry. And you've got to be careful about this new phenomena, which is really one of the great new trends of the 21st century, and that is of people moving abroad to retire and to live because the world's so much smaller.
Well, let's get to some of those rules, because we were just talking about Mexico a minute ago. You told me people who move there cannot hold title to their property if they're living at the beach.
That is absolutely the case. The Mexican Constitution prohibits somebody, a foreigner, from buying any property or land within 50 meters of the ocean. And of course, that's where everybody wants to be.
So what do they do?
In Mexico, the government has actually created a way around its own rules. They've created something called a fideicommos, which is a bank trust, where you set up a trust at a bank, the bank takes title, you're the beneficiary.
All right, let's talk about maybe Tuscany, France, Spain. A lot of people want to go to Europe, but the rules are different there as well. And let's talk a little bit about finances, because financing these properties is very different than here, too.
It is. It is. The European rule, of course, is to pay all cash for real estate, and that's very different from the way we think of it. Financing is certainly creeping its way in, but every country's going to have a little bit of a different type of financing available to you, and as a foreigner, you may very well not be able to get financing.
I hear all the time, too, that you sort of have to grease some palms to get by when you're overseas. Is that true?
It's true. You know, in the United States, we don't necessarily view that as something that we do, but this is more of a gift, nature of a gift overseas. It's something that helps grease the wheels. We would call it a bribe. Overseas, it would be called a gift.
Okay, and how much would that be? $50, $5,000? How much are we talking?
It could range from anywhere from $50 to $500, depending upon what you're doing.
Okay, well, as an American, though, I would think there would be places to go that people would not welcome me. Are there certain places to stay away from, and are there places where it's just simply illegal to own property?
Yes, for instance, one of the most flagrant examples is Switzerland. It would be impossible for you as an American to buy property in Switzerland. If you were wanting to buy in Poland, for instance, you could buy, but you'd have to get a permit. It'd take you about 6 to 8 weeks to get that. In the Czech Republic, you would have to now set up a corporation. And you would have to have a corporation, a Czech corporation, could be 100% owned by somebody outside in order to buy.
I've heard also in Eastern Europe that keeping clear title of land is also difficult, because people can come in and say, my family owned this before World War II, we should have it again. Is that an issue?
It is an issue, and it's something else you've got to worry about. Title in this country, we have title insurance, we have title companies. It's taken for granted that you can get good, clear, record marketable title here. In Eastern Europe, that's simply not the case. There are tens of thousands of cases winding their way through the court, trying to clear up old claims for property.
All right.
You've got to be careful.
Words of wisdom and a little warning. David, thank you for joining us.
Delighted. Thank you.
Next, we'll turn to renting.